Hello everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Sheila redeemed as Steffy finally forgives? Bold and the Beautiful believes Sheila Carter may actually be rehabilitated this time, and Steffy Forrester might finally forgive her mother-in-law, even if they will never be close as family or friends. We're going to speak about Sheila's redemption journey and her desire of acceptance by Steffy finally coming true. Bold and Beautiful, Luna's downfall and Sheila's heroic act. So, we've seen some strange stuff cropping up on B&B ever after Luna Nozoa shot Sheila and took off another one of her toes before trying to take out Liam Spencer. This happened at the art school when Steffy Forrester was terrified over Liam getting shot. If you remember, she lashed out at Sheila shouting, "Your granddaughter tried to kill him." But since then, Steffy is progressively altering her tune. And at the hospital, she actually told multiple people that Sheila saved her life. So, it's evident we've got things moving a bit in Steffy's mentality when it comes to Finn's bio mom, Sheila. And it really seems like Steffy is feeling grateful, even though she doesn't want to, for Sheila's courageous gesture that saved her life. I mean, if not for Sheila stopping Luna from shooting Steffy, Luna's wife might be dead right now because that is what Luna intended. Sheila literally took a bullet for Steffy. Bold and Beautiful, Luna's death rocks everyone. Plus, Luna is dead, and everybody's talking about her strange childhood and how Puppy Nozoa messed up her daughter's life, and then Bill Spencer also messed up and won Luna a pardon. But now that she's deceased, Finn feels a little depressed. Not so much that she's deceased. I mean, he's not joyful like Poppy, who's a lunatic, but just more that his daughter's life went off the rails and ended tragically, and, he never knew her. Steffy's complicated gratitude toward Sheila on Bold and the Beautiful. So, everybody is grateful that Luna didn't kill Steffy and that Liam survived the shooting. And now Steffy finds herself in this awkward position because she is feeling this sort of appreciation toward Sheila, which is obviously something very unique for Steffy to feel for that woman. This week in the office, Hope Logan was telling Steffy that Sheila lost another toe because she got an update from her dad, Deacon Sharp. And Steffy said it's complicated, since she is grateful to her mother-in-law. It's hard. And it's complicated for a lot of reasons. Deacon was just stating how amazing it was that Sheila has been making this big effort because it started with her attempting to warn Finn and Steffy. And when she couldn't get to them because they were ignoring her calls, she didn't stop. Sheila raced over to Malibu to hunt for Steffy and to interfere. And Deacon said if not for Sheila, then Steffy would certainly be dead. And I tend to agree. Deacon added that Finn and Steffy Forrester are going to have to know that Sheila is a hero. I think in this restricted scope situation, she is, not in the fullness of her existence, but in this small little tiny slice of life. Sheila's redemption arc. Can Steffy forgive the unforgivable on Bold and the Beautiful? But again, highly problematic because Sheila harassed the Forresters for years. She had shot Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan and OG Stephanie Forrester years before she shot both Steffy and Finn and left them for dead. She has also beaten and abducted and poisoned and tortured Steffy's family. So forgiving Sheila was certainly not on Steffy's bingo card for 2025. But it's also quite evident that Brad Bell plans to keep Sheila around, and he wanted her completely and totally redeemed. Teaming her with Deacon and making her a waitress. That didn't do it. And even Sheila saving Steffy's daughter, Kelly Spencer, from drowning didn't do it. Bold and Beautiful. Sheila's first shot at redemption a bust. Do you remember when Finn was at the beach and he was not watching Steffy and Liam's daughter near the sea when he should have been, and the little girl strayed off and got entangled in an undertow, and Sheila grabbed Kelly out, saved her? Like it or not, I do think we are seeing a truly redeemed Sheila. There's stuff that Finn and Steffy don't know that she did, and Sheila might not tell them. Like when Luna first started blaming Steffy for everything, Sheila shut that down. And when Luna was talking about taking out Steffy, we saw Sheila tell her, "No, don't say it, and don't you dare do it." She was trying to get Luna to leave town and was extremely anxious that Luna remain clear of Steffy and never ever attempt and damage her again. Bold and the Beautiful. The future of Steffy and Sheila's relationship. So, if for no other reason, maybe if Steffy compares how horrible Luna is to how much better Sheila is now than she used to be, maybe that'll encourage Steffy to relax off a little where Sheila is concerned. But again, Steffy's got all sorts of reasons to loathe and dread Sheila. However, Steffy also understands that Finn truly doesn't enjoy his birth mom being fully cut out of his life. He has that draw towards her. And I do think Steffy Forrester and Finn recognize that both Sheila and Deacon have put their criminal ways behind them. They're staying out of trouble. What also helps is that Sheila has maintained her commitment to Finn and Steffy that she'd stay out of their lives. Even if she doesn't want to, Sheila has stayed away. She hasn't pestered them to be part of the family. Even though she's incredibly desperate to be in Finn's life, the only reason that Sheila was blowing up their phones was to warn them about Luna targeting them. Otherwise, she's not called. She's not texted. She's doing what they ask. Bold and beautiful. Big changes coming for Sheila. So, while I don't think that Steffy will ever, invite Sheila over to hang out or spend Christmas at her place with her and Finn and the kids, there's possibility for a more cordial relationship. And again, I don't believe it's going to happen tomorrow, but Steffy may be softening toward Sheila. We could see slowly, inch by inch, Steffy may start integrating Sheila into their lives on a tentative basis to see how it works, since it really legit does look like Sheila is not a threat anymore. She's not going to hurt Steffy, and Sheila just saved her life. She even took a bullet for Steffy. Bold and beautiful. Baby steps for Sheila and Steffy. And of course, that doesn't make up for the bullet that Sheila placed into Steffy. But it's a beginning point, and Sheila could do well to consider this as a long game. Slowly gaining trust, and of course not pushing. She may wait to see if Steffy Forrester opens the door just a little, and then we witness some baby steps. Maybe Steffy tells Finn it's acceptable if he wants to go grab lunch at the pizza place and talk to his mother, Or Steffy herself might stop by El Giardino and simply say a quick thanks Sheila, and then just turn around and walk out, But Steffy may relax up. She and May swing by Deacon Restaurant for lunch and have a short conversation with Finn's mom. And over time, Steffy eventually might even let Sheila visit her grandson, Hayes. I suppose that would be like the last thing down the line. Bold and beautiful. Sheila slowly achieving her dream? And again, won't happen overnight, but it looks like a turning point for Sheila, and she might actually get to be part of Finn's family like she has desired so much since the time she came back into his life at their wedding. I mean, it may help that Hope has found a way to have a solid connection with her ex-con dad, Deacon. And of course, Brooke is now pals and co-parenting with Deacon, and he was a big, bold, and the beautiful villain there for a minute. So, this could be a fresh start for Sheila and Steffy on Bold and the Beautiful, and a real atonement for Sheila in everybody's eyes that may change things forever. Finn questions the experimental procedure, and Bill gets MRI results from Dr. Buckingham. At Bill's place, the nurse changes Liam's dressing and informs Bill that he's doing really well. Bill goes on about how appreciative he is for Buckingham and the medical team. He can't even fathom what's gone on. He advises Liam his whole emphasis needs to be on surviving. Bill gets a text and advises his kid to get some rest. He's going to have visitors. Steffy, Finn, and Hope arrive and interrogate Bill about the treatment. Bill shrugs that it got results. Finn frowns and Hope replies, "We'd like to see him now." Bill cautions he's still weak from the treatment. Finn questions why he didn't consult him. Bill says Grace warned him time was of the importance, so they went for it. Finn, Steffy, Hope, B&B. Bill takes the visitors in to see Liam, who has his eyes closed. The nurse shows Finn the numbers. He can't get over how well Liam's is doing so soon. The nurse goes and Finn challenges Bill. It's only been a couple of hours, right? He asks what the surgery was exactly. They were told it was inoperable. Steffy thinks therapies could have bought him more time, but there was no cure. Bill, tells Grace identified someone from out of the nation practicing this experimental operation. More. What's next for Steffy and Hope? Finn asks the name of the doctor. Bill can't remember, it was so hectic. They had to perform it in the clinic because the hospital wouldn't have allowed it. It was a completely professional experience, he says. I think they got the entire mass. They'll know when Grace gets the final MRI results. Finn is amazed away that he might actually survive. Did they give Bill anything to read? Bill says no, and it doesn't matter. The only thing that mattered was saving his son's life. Finn B&B. Finn feels Liam should be healing at the hospital. Bill says they're fully decked out there with everything they need. Finn wonders why Grace didn't consult him. Bill responds he's not your patient. There wasn't time to balance up pros and downsides. Finn is just thrilled it went well. Bill needs to think the MRI results will be what they're looking for. Hope informs Liam that she and Steffy are there for him. Steffy tells him how brave he is. You try and stay with us and your little girls. Liam awakens, and they express their love. Liam B&B. Taylor, Brooke, and Ridge unite. At Forrester, Ridge and Taylor wax on about how relieved they are that Steffy is safe. They're embracing when Brooke comes in and asks about Steffy. Ridge says she's shaken but covers well. Taylor notes on the overwhelming sense of stress. Ridge declares that Luna won't be a problem anymore. Taylor Ridge B&B. Taylor is relieved that the anxiety is gone, but wishes Luna had sought help instead of dying. They'll always be grateful to Liam for saving Steffy's life. They go over Liam fighting to survive the shooting just to be gone in a couple of months. Taylor said he'll make memories with the girls. Brooke says it crushes her heart what he's going through. Taylor laments that Kelly and Beth have no idea how soon their world will alter. More. An accident in Italy alters everything. Taylor asks Ridge if they should postpone their Italy trip. What if something happens while they're away? Brooke frowns. What if we're halfway around the world when Liam leaves us? Ridge doesn't think they should cancel yet. Brooke shoots him a suspicious look. They agree if it looks awful, they'll do what's best for the family. Taylor says that they'll have to unify to get their girls through this, and to aid Beth and Kelly too. Brooke nods, we will. Brooke B&B. Katie and will cry over Liam. In the design office, Electa and will go over how insane Luna went. Will's just relieved she's gone. Electra claims it's because of his brother Liam's bravery. Katie enters as they discuss about Liam being willing to sacrifice himself for Steffy. Now he's confronting something he won't survive. Katie sighs. We're still going to lose him. More. Ashley Jones' killer new flick. Katie talks about how sad Liam must be mentally. Will hopes he doesn't focus on taking a life. He's a hero. Katie regrets that he's being rewarded for his valor by facing a death sentence. Katie will crew Electra B&B. Will can't understand why Liam didn't notify anyone about his brain tumor. Katie can't blame him. No one wants to be pitted. She's been on the receiving end of that. He wanted to shield his tiny kids from the reality as long as he could. Katie breaks up over Liam's approaching death and what he must be feeling. Will gets choked up hoping Liam can somehow beat this. He's a fighter. It's his big brother, and he's not ready to lose him. Katie holds Will. I'm so sorry. Bill gets an update. Liam squints. Where am I? Bill reminds him they came back to his house after the surgery. Hope tells him they heard about his treatment with Dr. Buckingham. There's finally news to be hopeful about. Steffy replies, we can't lose you. Liam glances at Bill, who gets a text from Dr. Buckingham regarding the MRI. He shakes his head. Finn asks, what did she say? Bill tells them the scan is clean. The tumor is gone. 100% removed, with good margins. They all well up with tears. Finn proclaims that this is astonishing that they pulled this off. Steffy cries, Liam, you're going to live. Hope says he'll get to be around his daughters for a long, long time. It's truly a miracle. Finn says medical history was made today. He still looks befuddled. Sheila Carter had never dared to dream of this moment. not sincerely. A time when Steffy Forrester would pronounce her name without hatred, when the sharp daggers in Steffy's eyes faded ever so little into something approximating reluctant thanks. But here she was, sitting alone in the dark light of Il Giardino after closing hours, replaying that one moment at the hospital when Steffy, wounded and tear-streaked, muttered, "You saved my life." It wasn't an apology. It wasn't even forgiveness. But that was something. And for Sheila it was everything. This came after Luna Nozawa's horrific rampage that affected the course of so many lives. The day Luna snapped at the art showcase and opened fire, first shooting Liam Spencer in cold blood, nearly killing him, and then turning her firearm on Steffy, was the day everything transformed. Sheila, formerly the nightmare tormenting the Forrester clan, had placed herself directly between Steffy and the bullet meant to terminate her life. She lost another toe, her third, in the scuffle, but walked away a hero in the eyes of many, even if the label didn't rest easy on her. For Steffy, it triggered a fight within between the woman who previously shot her and left her for dead and the one who just rescued her life at great personal sacrifice. Liam, still fighting for his life from the brain trauma caused by Luna's bullet, became the other link connecting Steffy's heart to chaos. And it was that horror, that brush with death, that slowly shattered Steffy's steely resolve toward Sheila. It wasn't easy. Every instinct in Steffy wanted to shove Sheila away, to smack the hero title from her and remind everyone of the monster she'd been, the woman who'd tormented the Forresters for decades, who had shot both her and Finn, who left them to die in an alley steeped in blood and betrayal. But there was something different now. Steffy couldn't understand it, not even to herself. Maybe it was the way Sheila had begged Luna not to hurt her, had attempted to call repeatedly before the shooting, had exhibited restraint, something unfathomable in the Sheila of old. Or maybe it was watching the woman collapse alongside her in anguish, wheezing as her foot bled from the gunshot, yet still trying to shelter her. That sight disturbed Steffy even more than Luna's fury. And in the solitude of the hospital halls where Liam battled for his life, where doctors spoke of inoperable brain tumors and miracle procedures conducted in the shadows, Steffy's hard determination softened just a bit. She found herself telling Hope Logan, in quiet tones, that Sheila had done something good. Not merely neutral, but actually excellent. Even Hope was stunned. And so was Deacon, who'd been praying for this day to come. He knew Sheila wasn't perfect, never would be, but he also knew she had changed. He'd seen it in the way she looked at Finn, yearning not for control or manipulation, but for a place in her son's life. Finn himself was torn. As a doctor, he understood trauma and rehabilitation. As a son, he'd spent a lifetime coping with the dichotomy of Sheila Carter, the woman who gave him life and the one who nearly took it away. But watching her bleed for Steffy, hearing her implore Luna to walk away, to spare his wife, it shocked him to his core. When he saw his mother in that hospital room, softly refusing to accept praise, not wanting attention, but quietly inquiring if Steffy was okay, something inside Finn shifted. He didn't tell her he forgave her, but he didn't turn her away either. And in that place, that somber, anguished human space, salvation was born. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer had his own problems to fight. He was coping with the ramifications from Liam's presumed deadly brain tumor. He had paid Dr. Grace Buckingham a startling $1 million for an experimental procedure that most deemed science fiction. But when Liam awoke days later, MRI scan clean and mind intact, it wasn't elation that filled Bill, it was mistrust. Grace's results didn't add up. The tumor was instantly gone. A technique that wasn't sanctioned by any hospital? A foreign doctor whose name Grace couldn't recall? It didn't feel right with Bill, and he began to suspect he'd been scammed. But for now, he put that wrath out aside, focusing on his son's safety, savoring every second they had together. At Forrester Creations, Taylor Hayes and Ridge Forrester struggled to make sense of it all, of Luna's death, of Liam's recuperation, of Sheila's apparent change. Taylor, who'd once been shot by Sheila herself, was unexpectedly amenable to the thought that Sheila had changed. "People change in therapy," she told Ridge one afternoon, drinking tea as the sunset poured through the office windows, even the most broken ones. Ridge wasn't so sure, but he wasn't willing to challenge Taylor on it. Not after all Sheila had done for Steffy. And Brooke Logan, who had labeled Sheila a rabid animal, found herself wondering if perhaps Deacon's influence had done the impossible. After all, she had learned to forgive Deacon, the guy who once nearly ruined her family. And wasn't Sheila in some twisted manner doing the same? When Taylor, Ridge, and Brooke met that evening to discuss postponing their Italy vacation owing to Liam's health crisis, it wasn't missed on any of them that Sheila had now become part of practically every significant family debate. The lady they once fought to expel now lingered at the margins of every choice.